with third baseman Aaron Herr, and we're talking to him about his past up at AAA and other leagues and what his season's been like here back with the Barnstormers. So talk a little about how this past season has been being back and what a difference this has been maybe compared to your other experiences with baseball.
I mean, it's been fun. I mean, getting to play in front of a hometown crowd has been a lot of fun. It took me a while to get adjusted from being home in the summers. I haven't been home in about 9 years because I've always been away playing baseball. But getting to live at my house and driving 5 minutes down the road and get to play baseball for a living, it's not too bad. So I'm having a lot of fun.
And how was it coming home? Because you were such a big deal when you graduated from Hempfield High School. Everyone thought that you were going to be the guy to make it so quickly. And coming back here, did you get a warm homecoming, or was it something that maybe people were judging you a little bit, saying, he didn't make it?
I mean, I think both ways. I mean, I think a lot of people expect me to make it to the big leagues, and I was so close for so many years, and it never happened. And but at the same time, I think they're happy to have a local guy that a lot of people are familiar with in the baseball world to come back and get to play in his hometown. And I think a lot of people were excited to see me play just because they read about me a lot but never got to see me play. So,
what was it like playing in AAA? What were some of your best memories and experiences from playing on a team of that caliber?
It's just, I mean, it's an experience. I mean, I wish everyone that loves baseball, I mean, it's pretty much the big leagues. I mean, everything's handed to you on a silver platter. You get to fly everywhere, and you get to meet a lot of big league guys that come down in rehab. I mean, it's just financially it was good, and it was just, I mean, it was the big leagues, but it wasn't the big leagues.
We talked to Matt Watson a couple weeks ago, and he said he was happy he chose not to go right out of high school right into the leagues. He said that maybe some maturity issues, he would have gotten in trouble when had taken it so seriously. Money aside, if money were no object, do you think that you have chosen maybe to get coached by some college coaches before going into the majors?
Well, I think when I went on some of my official visits, I mean, and my dad went with me, that was some of the biggest perks. I mean, they were talking to me about coming to their school and about the education and stuff. But I mean, a lot of questions my dad had were like the way they coach and the way they teach the game. So, and I actually did end up signing with the University of Kentucky. So if I didn't sign, I was going to go there. But I wouldn't change anything that I did. I mean, like I said earlier, when the camera wasn't working, one of the perks about when I did sign, I got in my contract where they pay for my college whenever I want to go back. So I mean, that was a plus. So I still have the option to go back to school, which. When you're 18 or 19 years old and you have opportunity to sign professionally right away, I just didn't want to pass that up.
Now, I read some interviews with you, and you said that maybe your defense was part of the reason why you didn't make it to that last level. Is that something that you're focusing on now this past season?
Yeah, I think right now in the second half so far, like after the All-Star break, I really made a goal, and because I had a real bad first half defensively here even, and my mind wasn't really into it like it should have been, but I really wanted to focus and start helping my teammates out more defensively because it's not just all about offense. And like I said, I think this second half is the best I've ever played defense in my career. I mean, I wish it would have been 2 years ago when I was in AAA and it happened. But, I mean, defensively I'm very positive and very confident that I'm going to get the play and make the play and help my team win.
For you personally, was this hard to kind of suck up and come back and play?
Yeah, it is. I mean, I talked to Matt about it, too, and he asked me about if I don't get a job next year, heaven forbid, he goes, are you going to come back and play here again? And I really can't answer that. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think it is some of a pride thing because you are in AAA and you're in all these big cities, and then you have to come play independent ball. I mean, I think for anybody that's been in the big leagues or AAA, I mean, it's kind of hard to kind of take in their pride and say, okay, we're going to go play independent ball. And it just so happens to be that the team that I'm playing for is in my hometown, which I think make it a little more difficult. But I kind of put my pride aside, and I just love the game so much. And right now, this is just a bump in the road, and if this is where I have to be, this is where I have to be.
What did you think about this league before coming in, and now after playing it for a season? Do you think it's underestimated?
I never underestimated, just because when my dad managed here, I mean, I'd come after my seasons and watch the games. I mean, and you see a lot of big-name guys that had been very successful in baseball, and now they're playing in this league, and that's, I mean, it's only for a reason because it's a very competitive league. But after actually playing in this league, I mean, there's not that much different than the levels I played at. So I was very impressed with the competition this year, and I think some of the other managers even told me that this year, just because a lot of guys didn't get signed this year, this is actually like the best competitive year this league's ever seen.
So your dad is now the manager here, and we did a segment at the beginning of the season about the dynamic between Von Hayes and your dad. And everyone said, no, there's not going to be any tension. There's not going to be anything like that. Looking back on that now that Von Hayes is out, was there any tension there between the two?
I mean, I don't know if there was tension with them personally. I think it was hard for my dad because he's used to being the manager. I think it was hard for him to not be the top guy and not make the decisions. But, I mean, he sucked it up well. I mean, as far as I know, him and Von got along great in the clubhouse, and I don't think those two had any problems that I know of. So I don't think there was tension. But I think personally from my dad, like I said, him being the manager for those years and then coming back here as kind of like the second guy down. So, I mean, I think that was hard for him. But he kept his mouth shut and just did what he was told.
How long has your dad been your coach for? I mean, even little leagues, anything like that. Has he been your coach for how many years?
I'd say probably about 8 years. I had him as a coach growing up. So, I mean, it was fun. I mean, I never acted any differently because it was my dad. But I guess I could yell at him a little more than other kids could. But
did you feel like you maybe didn't have a dad at these games, that you had a coach?
No. I mean, well, right now in this situation, because it's professional baseball, I mean, it's totally different than having your dad as a high school coach. Because now it's a business, and now he's my manager, so I got to respect him first as my manager, and then, I mean, after the game, he'll go back to my dad. But
you weren't playing baseball. And we already established you're not a book guy. So what would you be doing?
Not reading a book. If I wasn't playing baseball, would I be? I'm a big outdoorsman. I love to hunt and fish and stuff. So maybe hunt and fish for a while, and then maybe decide if I want to go back to college or not. I don't know.
So you'd live in the woods?
Maybe. No, I wouldn't live in the woods. I live at home and drive back and forth.
Complete the sentence. In 5 years, I'll be...
Man, in 5 years, I'll probably... hopefully be married someday and still living with my dog. And these are tough questions. I don't know. I don't even think about that stuff yet. So,
do you consider this you said it's like a bump in the road, but are you expecting to get your chance to get back into the majors or to get to AAA?
Yeah, I mean, that's still my goal. But, I mean, I kind of treat my whole life the same way I treat baseball. I mean, I just kind of go with the flow and don't really have any plans and just kind of see what happens and just go with it. So that's just kind of my personality. And in 5 years, I mean, I'll probably be doing something totally different than what I just said. But that's just, I don't know. I can't give you a real answer because I don't know what I'm going to be doing.